mean, oh, come on. Blazers. Today we're gonna take a quiz and find out how weird we are. Freaky. I know there's some weirdos out there. We are the weirdos, mister. I've been seeing all kinds of variations of this throughout TikTok and YouTube, and I just wanted to jump on in and do this myself because, like, I love weird, everything weird. So why not? There's this one channel called Watch Data here on YouTube that does a whole ton of like going through different scenarios of like how many percentages of weird people do this. There's just like a whole bunch of videos, and I just chose one at random. And I screenshotted everything pretty much. I didn't really look at any of them. Well, some of them I looked at, I ain't gonna lie. But we're gonna look at them today, and I'm gonna answer 100% honestly. I'm not going to lie. And if you guys agree with me, let me know down in the comments. And if you disagree with me and you are not as freaky as I am, let me know down in the comments. But I want to see some freaks out there. Let me know how weird you are. Okay, 80% avoiding cracks on the sidewalk. I don't want to break my mom's back. I'm weird. I'm not a sociopath. My goodness. 75% singing when you're alone. I think that number has to be way higher than 75%. If you guys have been with me for years, you guys know that I crack my mirrors constantly. And I always say like, oh, I dropped this, and oh my goodness, like these kinds of mirrors. And like I have to go to Dollar Tree and buy new ones. It's not because I drop them. It's because I sing to myself all the time. So Ariel, I am not. 70% closing the drawer with a hip thrust. Have you seen my body? Do you want me to break my furniture? Yes, then you're weird. So am I. So yes, I've absolutely done this, and the furniture has fallen over, and I've hurt my hip several times. So yes, I've done this, and it's been a disaster. So yes, I'm weird. Again, I think that number is way too high. 65%. Trying to move an object with your mind. Okay. If you have not tried to carry or 11 once in your life, I don't care if you're 5 years old. I don't care if you're 11 years old. I just 11'd. I don't care if you are 20, 30, 40, 90. If you have not tried this, liar. You're a liar. You're not weird. You're a liar. And I don't like liars. You can get off my page. You're lying to yourself. I, to this day, try to move things with my mind. And you know what? One day, it's gonna happen. I fully 100% believe it. It's gonna happen. And then who's going to be the outcasts? Y'all. The ones who don't believe it's gonna happen. And then I'll be able to laugh in your face. So, 62% plotting out escape routes. Okay, I don't think that this is a weird thing. I think this is a logical thing. There are so many pew-pewers in the United States, especially. There's been like 300 mass pew-pewings just this year alone, and we're only halfway through the year. And besides that, since I was a child, since Columbine, I was in 6th grade, I believe, or 5th grade. I've always where's the nearest door? Where's the nearest hallway? Where's the nearest exit to the outside? I've always, you guys, if you know, been with me, I suffer from panic disorder, anxiety disorders. So I'm constantly, where's the safest and fastest way to get out? You're not even the safest. I will jump out my window out into, what is that thing called outside of your house that's not a patio, but it's outside your door, and it's like, I mean, window, and it's like this. I will jump out on that and then jump off onto the concrete and risk injuring my body and breaking my legs. if there is a spider in my room. What if it bites me? I need a way out. 60% eating food after the expiry date. Expiry date? Is expiry a word? Expiry? That's a word? First of all, I'm going to look that up in a second. If after it expires, absolutely, hell no, absolutely, 100% not. I won't even eat it like 2 days before it expires. I'm a metaphobic, so I have the fear of vomiting. So if I have a fear that it can be old and I can get food poisoning from it, no, son. No, honey child, no, not queen, not king, no royalty. I am not doing that. And I'm going to look up if expiry is a word, because I don't think that's a word in the English dictionary. Is expiry a word in the English dictionary? The end of...
Here's the definition of expiry. The end of the period for which something is valid.
I'm a 9-time award-winning poet, and I've been published several times, and I have never heard of the word expiry. I've heard of expiring or expire. Does that make me weird? Or does that just make me plain stupid to our own language? I don't know. You tell me. 53% setting TV volume to an even number. Ugh, okay. No. Not an even number. I have to do by 5s. It has to be either 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. If it's not that, I can't sleep because I sleep with my TV on. I'm either doing ASMR or watching something like The Munsters or The Addams Family, something TCM, old movie, just stuff like that. And if I'm just watching anything in general, I will not be able to sit still. I will be very uncomfortable. I also have OCD. I'm just like, yeah, weird. I have several actual diagnoses by doctors. So does that make me weird or just quirky? I don't know. You tell me down in the comments. But yeah, I will fidget, and I will say turn the TV off. I'd rather sit in darkness and despair rather than the TV be on 23 or 24, even if even numbers. No. No even numbers, odd numbers, but it has to be in 5s. So, weird? Does my whole explanation, is that weird? You tell me. 50% rereading the text after you send it. Not only do I reread the text after I send it, because like I know I made several grammatical errors, or I feel like paranoid that I sent it to the wrong person, or I said something very wrong to that person, like I talked shit about that person, and then I sent it to them and I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. But I will do that for months after I've sent that text. And they're like, if I bring it up again, they're like, what the are you talking about? Like, what conversation are you talking? I don't remember this. And I'm like, okay, good. Because it's just it's on my mind all of the time. Anxiety brain. 48% telling lies to strangers. Only 48% tell lies to strangers. That is a lie in itself. I do not believe they took this study correctly in these quizzes at all. Only 48%. I think whoever they quizzed lied about that. Everybody lies to strangers. If they say, hey, are having a good morning? And they're like, oh yes, having a good morning. Yeah, I'm having a great morning. I was at the farmer's market 2 days ago, and the crystal lady, who I've become very close with, she's like a spirit animal to me. She goes, "How's your morning doing?" And I said, "Oh, I'm doing great." Was I doing great? Absolutely not. I had no sleep that night. I had cramps. I was very, very tired. I was having anxiety. It was hot. It was sticky. You know, the smoke from Canada, which, like, prayers to Canada. I don't know what the hell's going on up there, but there's lots of smoke. So, you know, it was loud because they were practicing for Air Force graduation. So, like, was I having a good morning? People tell lies to strangers all of the time. When a stranger asks, like, if you're shopping, do you think this will look good on me? And you'll say, yeah, of course. You know that dress is not going to look good on Kathy, Samantha. You're lying to her so she won't feel bad. Whoever they quizzed on this quiz lied to these strangers because these people were strangers who were quizzing these strangers, so they lied. That is my theory. I got kind of angry at that one, I think. 46%. Only watching movies with captions on. Yes. Yes, not all my life. From my teens on. I cannot watch TV shows, movies, sometimes even listen to music without the captions on if I'm watching like a music video. If it doesn't have captions available, you will hear me blasting that movie or TV show. Especially if it's like in like, because I watch a lot of British TV. So I'm like, because they have like really thick accents sometimes. I need to have captions on. I need to read and watch at the same time. And yes, I can do that because I have ADD. Look at me, like, just name dropping all of my diagnoses today. I'm weird. 44% eating boogers. No. However, I do not eat them, but I will roll them between my lips. I like to like play with them between my lips. It's like a nervous thing. It's like an anxious little tick that like it feels nice between the lips. Does anybody want to date me or set me up with somebody? Danny, who sells the medicinal mushrooms at the farmer's market. Hey guy. 42% dancing in elevators. Maybe when I was a child that I'm not remembering, but as a plus size curvy woman now, which I'm getting thinner, guys. I'm working out every day, eating healthier, but I'm still not petite or thin enough where I can dance in an elevator confidently, feeling like I'm going to be in a horror movie where I'm going to break the elevator and we're going to be stuck and nobody's going to know when we press the call button, it won't work, and we're going to be stuck in there for days. And then we're going to be trapped in there with the devil or something, and we're going to have to figure out which one's the devil, like in the movie Devil. One of the better M. Night Shyamalan movies. I'm going on it. Sleep. I need sleep. 34%, assuming someone is laughing at you. It says, my anxiety level in these moments is rocketing to the moon. I always assume people are laughing or talking about me. And not in a good way. Not laughing at me like, because I'm funny. Because they did when I was in public school. They did some of my first year in my alternative school. So I'm constantly paranoid that people are laughing at me, and talking about me and looking at me. They do look at me and give me weird looks, and I'm like, what? really looking at me. But I know why they look at me is because I kind of have nervous tics. And when I'm anxious out in public, I'm kind of doing this with my hands and I'm playing with my hair and I'm kind of hyperventilating. And they do come up to me sometimes and they're like, are you okay? Do you need some help? And I'm like, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm good. Thank you. Thank you. So like, I understand that. But the laughing, yeah. I'm always assuming people are talking about me and laughing at me.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
32% standing up to eat. If you stand up while you eat, you are a psychopath. I'm sorry. Who can even comfortably do that? I've tried doing that, like at other people's houses when I was like at parties or get-togethers and stuff like that, and we would order pizza or we'd have like little dishes, like little things of like, you know, hot dogs and like little platters and stuff like that. And I was like, this is just the most uncomfortable thing, and I am not. I'll starve. I'll starve because no, nope. And people around me would be standing up and eating, and I'd be uncomfortable for them. So I'm sorry. You have no soul if you can stand up and eat at the same time. 24% walking barefoot. Only 24%. I almost only walk barefoot. The only time I do not is when I am coming out of the shower, when I am changing my cat's litter, or when I'm leaving my house. I even go on my porch barefoot. I like to be one with nature, and I don't like the way socks or slippers or shoes, foot prisons feel. I just like being barefoot, which is why I have to like clean my feet, the bottoms of my feet, every single time I go in the bath or the shower. Some people might call that disgusting. Some people might call that, ooh, natural. You know, split down the middle. Does that make me weird? You tell me, is that weird? You know, I'm Dutch. Isn't that weird? Not actually Dutch at all. I do have a little German in me, but you know, whatever. 22%. What a lucky number. Farting in the bathtub. Orgasms. First bite of food. Drinking water after eating something minty or brushing your teeth are the only 3 things that feel better than farting in a bath. I'm sorry if that makes me sound gross or that makes me gross, but farting in a bathtub feels top-notch amazing. If you haven't done it, first of all, you're a liar. Second of all, if you haven't, do it. I recommend it. It's wonderful. 19% family hair cutting. Okay. Again, if you've been following me for a while, you'll know since I was a child, well, I went to hair salons. My mom took me to hair salons to get my hair cut all the time. But my father, on the other hand, when it was him in charge, cut my hair all the time when I was a kid. As I grew up, I cut my own hair for years. And I'm talking years, 10 years, maybe. I went to a salon maybe 3 times in 10 years to get a haircut. I cut my sister's hair all the time. She's been to a salon once in the past 10 years. I cut my sister's hair less than a month ago. So yes, only 19%. Cut your family's hair some more. It's cheaper. It's fun. It's family bonding. It's not weird. I don't think that's a weird thing to do. 12% cooking whilst naked. I absolutely would do this. 100%. However, I live with 3 other people, including my father. That would be weird. I'm almost 35. And I also just don't want to scar them. My mother knows what I look like naked because when I had my tailbone wound, she had to help me on a daily basis. My sister knows they both know what I look like nude, because I walk around nude when I'm waiting for my bath to fill up, and like they're like, can you like not? Can you put like your robe on or something? I'm like, we're all women here. We know what I have. We know what we look, but like they don't stare or anything. They're like, ah. And I'm like, yeah, thanks. Absolutely, this seems like a fun thing to do, except, you know, when the water boils and it, you know, that wouldn't be fun. But this seems like a fun activity. But I just wouldn't do it because people live here with me. So I wouldn't be that weird. I have boundaries. 10% doing baby voices. Yes, I have 3 children. Reborns. I have reborn dolls. So I do baby voices with them all the time. I've had cats my entire life, so I do baby voices with them all the time too. I've been a nanny to several little babies and toddlers, so I've done baby voices with them. So I don't think that's a weird thing. Only 10%. Bullshit. Bullshit. I call shenanigans. I call shenanigans. 9% pulling out your hair. Yeah, that's an anxiety disorder thing. Picking at your skin, picking at my lips is my #1 worst thing that I do on a daily basis. But pulling at my hair, whether it be this, my eyebrows, or my arm hair, or my leg hair, or I was going to say my pubic hair, I have done. We're not here to judge, or you can. I don't care. Do whatever you want, you know? We're here to see how weird people are. Yes, I have, and I still do pull at my hair. It's a problem. This isn't actually something you should actually make fun of. I mean, you can make fun of it if you're doing it to yourself. You can make fun of yourself, just not other people. Don't make fun of other people, because they're actually talking about trichotillomania. I never can say that right, but I do know this disorder. And I know people with this disorder that do pick at their hair and who have gotten bald spots from it because of them pulling at your hair. But yes, absolutely, I am one of those people. 8% sleepwalking. Only 8% of people sleepwalk? Yes. It was much worse when I was younger. We lived in an apartment once. And of course, we lived in the upstairs apartment. There was only 2 apartments, the downstairs and the upstairs. So we lived in the upstairs apartment. I fell asleep in the living room with my dad. We were watching a movie. I fell asleep in the living room. And he was sort of awake, sort of asleep. So he heard me get up, and so we were right here, and the front door was right here. So I got up, walked out the front door, and the steps were right here to go outside. And he was like, Blaze, Blaze. And like, he had no idea I was completely asleep. This is the story I was told. I don't remember this. This is just the story I was told. I was 11 here, I believe, 10 or 11. So I walk completely down the stairs. My father's chasing me. I walk very fast down the stairs, and I walk into the middle of the road, which is one of the busiest roads in my small town. And my father grabs me by one arm and is like, what the hell are you doing? And I just blurt out, I'm going to find Grandpa. My grandfather had been dead for years at that time, and he was hit and killed by a car. That was like the worst incident of sleepwalking. Another one, actually a few times, I had gotten in the shower fully clothed and just turned on the shower and laid in the bathtub and like put soap on and tried taking a shower. So it was much worse when I was a kid, but there's sometimes, the last time I sleepwalked, I think was like 2 years ago, and I got my purse and I went into my mom's room and I put like my sandals on, and I was like, let's go. And she was like, go where? It's 3 a.m. And I was like, we're going shopping, right? And she's like, what the absolute, no, and it took her a minute to realize I was sleepwalking, and she like put me back in bed. So it's rarer now that I'm an adult, but lots when I was a kid. 5%, sleeping multiple times a day. When I can sleep and I'm not having insomnia or mania because I'm bipolar. I just want to lay out all my diagnoses today because I'm weird. Sleeping multiple times a day when I'm depressed and or just in a normal state. Yes, sleeping's my favorite activity besides eating. Eating and sleeping and watching TV and shopping are my favorite things to do. Absolutely. Are you kidding me? I would sleep all day, every day if I could. That sounds like I would just want to die. Well, 1%, peeing on your romantic partner. Now, I don't want to kink shame anybody, but I'm going to kink shame. Please don't pee on anybody unless they have gotten stung by like a jellyfish or something. There is no reason for you to pee on anybody. Also, if you're a member of Jackass and doing one of their stunts, that's acceptable. There's just no reason for it. No, I've never done that or had it done to me or was ever suggested by anybody, even the horrible people that I've been romantically involved with. 0.6%. How do you have 0.6%? That's weird. Tell me. That's weird. Collecting human bones. Not that anybody's found yet. And lastly, 0.1%, making love to a car. You know, it's been a while for me. I'm not going to say how long because I don't want people to take pity on me. I really don't. But a Corvette's looking real good right now. So those were all the questions, I guess you want to say. How weird were you? How many of you are freakazoids like me? How many of you agreed with me or disagreed with me? Tell me down below which ones were like, yeah, I do that too, or no, bitch, get help. I am, ho. Don't call me a bitch. Or do. I like that. I'm weird. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will see you guys in the next video. You guys are so wonderful. I love you guys so much. Stay healthy and happy, or at least as happy as you can be. And remember, I know life can suck, but please don't give up. And until next time, my beautiful ones, stay wicked and weird.